ringside with me and made a most unusual challenge. He was upset over what had happened regarding the Florida Tag Team Championship, Mike Graham, and then, of course, Eddie Graham. And he made a challenge to Eddie Graham. Eddie Graham has accepted that challenge, and I'll tell you what, let's go back for just a moment and take a look at what Masao Hattori said and just exactly how he said it.
Yes, I'm going to tell you something about Eddie Graham. He's a former National Wrestling Alliance president. He's always talking about clean fight, sportsmanship. It's a bunch of liars. You know what happened? He interfered in the ring, used the belt. He tried to help on his sissy punkless wrestler Mike Graham. But I got a big plan myself. I got a big man, big Japanese wrestler, the biggest strong. He's gonna challenge you. Eddie Graham, he's gonna challenge you. If you have a guts enough, you have a spirit enough, come down. I promise you, only 5 minutes. He's gonna pin you 3 times. If I can beat you, you're old man. You go finish. You can't live.
I talked to Masao Hattori again after he had made that challenge, and we clarified the issue once and for all. And Masao Hattori said that he would bring in a man that could defeat Eddie Graham 2 falls in 10 minutes. 2 falls in 10 minutes. Now that is a big order. And I'll tell you what, Eddie Graham is in the ring right now waiting for that challenge match to come out. Eddie Graham is in the ring waiting, and we're waiting to find out just exactly who Eddie Graham will be facing, who Masao Hattori is going to bring. And, well, they're moving into the ring now. And, wow, you talk about bringing in a big gun. They've done it with Killer Khan is the man that Eddie Graham is going to have to face. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
This is a special challenge match with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Tampa, weighing 221 pounds, Eddie Graham. His opponent from Mongolia, weighing 265 pounds, Killer Khan.
Well, and Killer Khan charging right off the bat. So Eddie Graham going up against 6 foot 5 inch, nearly 300-pound Killer Khan. The way Khan has got that leg tied up, they're into those ropes now. It's Khan with a front chancery on Eddie Graham. Remember, Khan has to beat him twice in 10 minutes. That's a big order indeed, particularly on somebody like Eddie Graham. Although he has not been that active in the ring of late. Certainly there's no question about the great heart, the great desire that Eddie Graham has. Khan tried for a hip toss there. The takedown on Graham into a lateral press. Graham getting that shoulder off. So Khan trying early. Remember, Hattori said he would have his man beat Eddie Graham 2 falls in 10 minutes. And look at the way he's tied up that ankle, trying to tie up the arm. Now, Eddie Graham maintain a good defensive posture here. It's a battle against time here, and so Khan trying desperately now. Graham, solid as a rock, took advantage of that situation. And now has Khan possibly in trouble now. Graham with a ride on Killer Khan. Graham again floats over his man, back to his feet. Killer Khan back on his feet and obviously frustrated. And so, time moves along. Khan, frustrated, moves in against him once again. Graham to the side now. Good side chancery. They're into those ropes. Referee calling for the break. Graham backing, and a chop by Khan that misses. And it's Graham. Short chopping punch to the midsection, and Eddie Graham, of course, who I'm convinced still has the hardest punch in wrestling today. Now Graham beginning to pierce, 6 it now. Tempers flaring, and Eddie Graham now. And he'll go any way you want to go. slashing across the chest. Blocked that time by Khan. Front chancery with Killer Khan. Now Khan. Move inside, and it is a good block and a back out by Eddie Graham. Graham keeping him tied up, and time continues to move. And Graham now pulling out the stops. Graham, who apparently started off defensively, now has decided he's going to take the battle to Killer Khan. And Graham moves in. He catches him with a hard right hand. Khan rips across the eyes. Graham lashes out, and Khan now letting out all the stops. Full slam on Eddie Graham. Khan drives a knee into the chest. No, sir. Did not get the pin, and Masao Hattori shouting and waving instructions to Killer Khan. Graham down. Graham in trouble on that canvas now. And again, Masao Hattori issuing more instructions. A knee to the midsection of Eddie Graham, another knee. Now Graham fires one to the midsection of Killer Khan. Aha! That one caught him solidly on the side of the jaw, but Khan both into those ropes again. The referee calling for the break. It's Khan with a chop. Graham. The right hand once again. Khan drives that knee. Now it's Graham back. Another one to the midsection. Oh, chop across the throat and another one. And Graham on those ropes and in trouble now. Graham caught again. You can hear the chant here being picked up here at the Sportatorium. Go, Eddie, go. 1, 2. No, sir. Move that shoulder out before that count of 3. And Graham still fighting back gamely. Graham in trouble now. Caught in the throat. Repeated boots to the top of the head now, and Graham. Khan has still not been able to put his shoulders down for that count of 3. Hattori said he could. Graham. Both men up and over and outside, and it is Graham back into the ring. Killer Khan outside the ring. And Masao Hattori complaining. Masao Hattori complaining about going over that top rope. Masao Hattori in the ring now, saying that the match should be it. And now we've got Masao Hattori and the referee, and Graham back on his feet. Graham now going for the figure 4. Eddie Graham going for the figure 4. Broken up Hito and Sakurada in there. Hito and Sakurada, both of them after Eddie Graham. Now they've got Graham. Oh, they chop him in the throat. Wait a minute, here comes Mike Graham and Ray Stevens. Graham taking repeated punches to the throat. Mike Graham and Ray Stevens in there. Graham is down. Killer Khan coming to his feet, and we've got us a real Pier 6er going here now. Sakurada and Ray Stevens, and it's Mike Graham and Hito in the far corner. Eddie Graham outside the ring. Eddie Graham coming back into that ring after Killer Khan catches him over the top of the head. Khan is down. He catches Hito. Khan is down, and Graham catches a chop in the head. He fell over Khan. He's got the kiss. Eddie Graham has a pinfall over Killer Khan. And Sakurada and Hito have left the ring. Let me get over there and see if I can talk to them. Let me find out how he is. I'll be over there. Khan being escorted from the ring at this time, and they're bringing in Eddie Graham having his hand raised in victory. And so they said that Masao Hattori said that he could have his man pin Eddie Graham twice in 10 minutes. He not only couldn't do that, but he ended up getting pinned himself. There you see it again, Eddie Graham's hand being raised in victory. I want to take a moment, if I can, to talk to Eddie. I know he's dazed and battered from all of what happened in there, but and just as soon as he gets a little composure here, I certainly want to say that Masao Hattori certainly raised the hackles of a man that he never should have messed with in the first place. He said he could beat this man 2 falls in 10 minutes. Instead, it's Eddie Graham having his hand raised in victory. And Ed, are you capable enough to talk for a moment or so?
About what?
Well, first of all, you took an awful risk, Eddie. You haven't been wrestling in a while. A lot of things must have gone through your mind when you stepped into that ring.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I guess, Gordon. But you know, when somebody says they can beat you 2 falls in a certain amount of time, that's biting off a hell of a lot. Really, because all I got to do is be defensive. So, you know, I wasn't that far out front. I thought it out pretty carefully, and the man's got to beat me, you understand? There's a lot of difference in going out and going after somebody as opposed to just being defensive and wait for him to shoot in. I guarantee you.
Well, Eddie, I know you started off, you looked like you had that theory in mind. You were being fairly defensive, but suddenly something in here triggered you and you went after it.
Well, I don't know, Gordon. You know, as any professional athlete, body contact sport I'm talking about, street fighter, brawler, whatever, I guarantee you that I've been in that ring about 8,000 times in my lifetime. And I never went in that I didn't have a little bit of nervousness or butterflies, what do you want to call it. I think sometimes that may be healthy because it makes you prepare. But as any one of them will tell you, that as soon as you make contact, that all disappears, brother. It's gone. You can be nervous, whatever, but as soon as you make contact, you do what you're trained to do, I suppose. I had some plans in my mind and setups and things that I thought he might be trying to defense figure 4 and this and that. But once you make the contact, I guess it all goes out the window and it just reverts back to instinct. And with people like this, and I'm not going to call them, because they are athletes, they're tough. They're tough. I can't use the word, but, you know, they're well-conditioned, and they'll use anything in the world to win, so I'm not going to sell them short. But I did have a game plan in mind that I thought maybe I could set them up or something. I figured the thing they're worried about was a figure 4, and I had some other things in mind. But something better came up. Mainly a chair, brother, and that's what it really boils down to, as they say, that a good coach can recognize it and a great coach can't teach it. And that's guts and desire. And all my experience and all my everything, I guess that's what it boils down to. If I got the good Lord to thank for anything, is that where I was born up in them Tennessee mountains, brother, if you didn't have heart and desire, you were finished to begin with. So I ain't going to lay down and quit. That's my bottom line.
There you have it. The comments from Eddie Graham. May I just say this? There goes a wrestler and one hell of a man.